In the year 722 BC, 10 of the 12 tribes of Israel, an entire nation, vanished from the pages of history. We are told they were lost, conquered, and assimilated by a brutal empire, their culture and bloodline erased by the sands of time. But what if that was a lie? What if their disappearance was not a tragedy, but a strategy? The most successful undercover operation ever conducted. This is the story of a secret mission, enacted on the eve of destruction. A desperate plan not just to save a people, but to hide their most powerful and dangerous possession, the Ark of the Covenant, a device described as the very throne of God, with the power to level mountains and annihilate armies, a weapon of unimaginable power. So where did they go, and what became of the Ark? The official histories are silent, but the clues are scattered across the globe, hidden in the DNA, the sacred traditions, and the secret histories of tribes who never forgot their ancient, sacred vow. If you believe history's greatest mysteries are hidden in plain sight, subscribe and join us as we track the guardians of God's weapon. To understand the disappearance, we must first understand the terror that caused it. Our story begins in the heart of the 8th century BC, in the northern kingdom of Israel. It is a time of fear. To the east, the Neo-Assyrian Empire has risen like a ravenous wolf, a merciless war machine built on conquest and deportation. Their king, Sargon II, is a name spoken only in whispers. His armies are infamous for their brutality, for completely erasing the cultures of the peoples they conquer, scattering them to the four winds. The priests and elders of the 10 tribes of Reuben, Simeon, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, Ephraim, and Manasseh are not fools. They see the Assyrian storm clouds gathering. They know that the fall of their capital, Samaria, is not a matter of if, but when. Their spies bring back tales of entire cities put to the sword, of populations led away in chains, never to be seen again. But their greatest fear is not for their lives or their kingdom. It is for the sacred object that resides within their lands, the heart of their covenant, the Ark of the Covenant. They know that the Assyrians, who coveted magical and religious artifacts from their vassals, would not destroy it. They would capture it. They would seize it as the ultimate spoil of war, a symbol of their god Ashur's victory over the God of Israel. The thought of God's throne being paraded through the streets of Nineveh is a horror beyond imagining. And so, in the final, desperate years before the invasion, a secret council is held. A radical plan is forged, born of desperation and faith. They will not allow the Ark to be taken. If the nation must fall, its sacred heart must be saved. A faction of the tribes, a chosen remnant, will undertake a holy mission. They will use the chaos of the coming war as the perfect cover for a mass exodus, a planned disappearance. Their true purpose: to escort the Ark of the Covenant to a place of ultimate safety, beyond the reach of Sargon II, beyond the knowledge of any empire. The mission has begun. The first and most logical escape route from the advancing Assyrian army was south, toward the vast, unknown continent of Africa. And there was a precedent for this journey, an ancient tradition, a guiding star for their desperate mission. This precedent is recorded in the Keber Negast, the Glory of Kings, the ancient epic of Ethiopia. This sacred text tells the story of Menelik I, the son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, who, centuries earlier, had traveled to Jerusalem and, with the help of the high priest's son, had taken the ark from his father's temple and brought it to Ethiopia for safekeeping. While the timeline differs, the story established a crucial idea in the minds of the guardians. Ethiopia was a known safe haven, a second Zion, a land already familiar with the Ark's immense power. It is likely, therefore, that the first wave of guardians fled south, following this established route. But our investigation follows a splinter group that traveled even further, into the deepest parts of the continent. Here, we find the Lemba people of modern-day Zimbabwe and South Africa. For centuries, they were a people apart, claiming a strange heritage. They call themselves the Black Jews. Their oral traditions are startling. They speak of migrating from a great city in the north, a city called Senna. They practice dietary laws that are strikingly similar to Jewish kosher laws. They practice male circumcision, refrain from eating pork, and their slaughtering rituals echo ancient Hebrew practice. But their most powerful secret is a legend of the Ngoma Lungundu, the drum that thunders. It was a sacred, powerful object, a wooden ark that they carried with them on their migration. Their legends say it was so holy it could not touch the ground, and that it roared with the voice of their God. This is a potent, undeniable echo of the Ark of the Covenant. For years, these claims were dismissed. But in the 1990s, genetic science delivered a bombshell. DNA testing on the Lemba people revealed that a significant portion of the men in their priestly clan, the Buba clan, carried a specific Y chromosome sequence known as the Cohen-Model haplotype, a genetic marker found almost exclusively among the Kohanim, the ancient priestly class of the Jews, said to be descended from Aaron himself. The genetics confirmed what their legends had always claimed. They were the descendants of the Guardians. The mission to save the Ark was not a single, desperate flight. It was a coordinated, multi-pronged operation designed to create confusion and ensure that some part of the lineage and the secret would survive. While one group went south, another forged a path east, along the rugged trade routes of the Silk Road. Our investigation now takes us to the harsh, mountainous borderlands of Afghanistan and Pakistan, home to the proud and formidable Pashtun people. Here, we find a different kind of evidence, not a physical artifact, but a deeply ingrained written and oral history. Their foundational chronicle, the Maghzani Afghani, written in the 17th century but compiling much older traditions, makes an astonishing claim. It explicitly traces the lineage of the Pashtun tribes back to King Saul and to the Israelite nation, specifically to the tribe of Benjamin. The cultural parallels are just as striking. Their strict tribal code, known as Pashtun Wali, which governs all aspects of life, mirrors ancient Hebrew law in its emphasis on justice, hospitality, blood right, and family honor. Many of the Pashtun tribes have names that echo their claimed ancestry, like the Rabbani, the Shinwari, and the Yusufzai, the sons of Joseph. Even today, some Pashtun traditions, like lighting candles on the Sabbath and certain wedding customs, bear a strange resemblance to their ancient counterparts. This eastern branch of the Exodus may not have carried the Ark itself. Their mission may have been different: to preserve the bloodline, the memory of the kingdom, and the knowledge of the sacred mission in a different corner of the world. They created a second front of secrecy, a warrior nation hiding their ancient identity in plain sight, becoming another living testament to the success of the Great Disappearance. Our final trail is the most controversial, the most audacious, and in some ways, the most influential. It is the theory that a third branch of the scattered tribes did not go south or east, but traveled northwest, through the Caucasus Mountains and into the wilds of Europe, eventually becoming the Anglo-Saxon, Celtic, and Nordic peoples who would one day forge the nations of Britain. This is the core of the British Israelism hypothesis, a belief that rose to prominence in the 19th century and has whispered in the halls of power ever since. It posits that the British royal family is not of German descent, but is, in fact, the direct continuation of the royal bloodline of the House of David. The proof, they claim, is hidden in the very symbolism of the British nation. They point to the Stone of Scone, also known as the Stone of Destiny, upon which British monarchs have been crowned for centuries. Legend holds that this simple block of sandstone is the biblical Jacob's pillow, the stone upon which the patriarch Jacob laid his head when he dreamed a ladder to heaven. They point to the royal coat of arms of the United Kingdom, which features two animals: the lion, the ancient symbol of the tribe of Judah, and the unicorn, a creature described in the Bible as a Reem, which became the heraldic symbol for the tribe of Ephraim, the most powerful of the 10 northern tribes. While this theory is not accepted by mainstream history, we must investigate the power of the idea itself. Could this secret belief in a divine, Israelite heritage have been a hidden, motivating ideology behind the explosive growth of the British Empire? A form of manifest destiny, a belief that they were a chosen people destined to inherit the earth? The northern route is shrouded in legend, but its influence on the course of modern history is a powerful and unsettling possibility. Let us return to the central premise. A mission was enacted in 722 BC. A nation disappeared to protect a divine weapon. Was the mission a success? The answer is an overwhelming yes. The Ark of the Covenant, the most sought-after and powerful relic in history, vanished so completely that it became a legend, and the tribes, in order to protect that secret, scattered to the ends of the earth, melting into new cultures, adopting new languages, but always preserving a core memory of who they were and the vow they had taken. They were never lost. They were a diaspora by design. The genetic markers of the Lemba in Africa, the royal chronicles of the Pashtun in Asia, the strange biblical echoes and the symbolism of Britain. These are not just interesting coincidences. They are the scattered footprints of the Guardians. They are the living legacy of a mission so profound. It has been kept secret for nearly 3,000 years. The great disappearance was a success. The weapon was hidden, and the descendants of those who hid it are still out there, hiding in plain sight, the unbroken, undercover guardians of a terrifying, sacred trust.